bagare sani bagare sani bagare.
Well, I think the most important question that the US media should be asking is the future course of stability in Pakistan, because I think that is of enormous concern. This is a country with 160 million people, nuclear weapons, rising anti-Americanism, anti-Westernism, very entrenched fundamentalism, and I would say that the global terrorist hub right now is Pakistan. So the stability of Pakistan is the key issue. And then the next logical question is the military going to provide that stability?
Since 9/11, the US has built a strong alliance with President Pervez Musharraf and his military regime. America has given Pakistan up to $6 billion worth of aid in the last 5 years, strengthening the intelligence agencies, the military, and providing arms to fight Al-Qaeda and the Taliban.
But domestically, what it's doing, there have been enormous repercussions. The democratic process has literally been halted. And all this is stunting political development in Pakistan.
Pakistan has never been free from the influence of outside powers. Here, on Mall Road, the main street in Lahore, you find a relic of British imperialism, Kim's gun, the inspiration for Rudyard Kipling's novel, planted firmly in the middle of the intersection. Just behind it, a Pakistani fighter jet, the flexed muscle of Pakistan's powerful military regime. At the same intersection, signs point to Punjab University and NCA, the National College of Arts. Two public universities and two different directions for the future of Pakistan stand on opposite sides of the dividing line. To the right is NCA, the embodiment of President Musharraf's push towards a modern Pakistan free from Islamic militancy and extremism. To the left is Punjab University, the largest school in the country. Punjab University is ruled by a minority of Islamic students who belong to IJT, the student wing of Jamaat-e-Islami, the largest religious party in Pakistan. At NCA, the National College of Arts, Aisha, an architecture student, volunteered to take us around.
So this is a kissing sculpture and quite the symbol and the center focal piece of here. It could be political, but it's also just a simple expression of love. Like, I mean, you know, everybody makes things and feels like this when they're like 20, 22, 23, let's say it, you know. Everybody has a girlfriend, everybody has their, you know, college loves and this and that. So.
Are there any religious students who are angry about this?
They're not angry about it. The religious students here are pretty accepting of whatever's happening because, you know, this is the environment they're in and they have to be tolerant no matter what. But the Punjab University people would not accept it.
No, why not?
Because, oh God, I'm going to be quoted for this, they might come and stone me. Okay, this is the printmaking department. Okay, this is the work of a second-year student. He was majoring in sculpture. In that corner, everybody goes and smokes up because, you know, everybody's out of sight from everyone. If you want, we can actually go and check if there are people up there.
Okay.
In fact, we'll check in the other place. We call that the Flying Club. You should get that on film. We were on E, it was fucking amazing. I'm still tripping. No. Everybody respects each other's spaces. There's a lot of tolerance that's practiced here. Maybe it comes, you know, with being or studying art, but yeah, nobody minds.
It wasn't always like this at NCA. In the 1980s, Pakistan was ruled by another military dictator, General Zia-ul-Haq. Backed by the US, Zia imposed strict Islamic law on Pakistani society. He clamped down on liberal institutions like NCA. Salima Hashmi, former principal of NCA, remembers when government spies used to sit in her classroom. She says NCA remains a free environment today thanks to a long and hard-fought battle waged by progressive faculty members.
We owed allegiance to a basic vision and a belief that we had to preserve our independent way of thinking and teaching. And we survived, we really survived, and right across the road was Punjab University. And we came under physical attack. The IJT came once with dandas and smashed the principal's office. She was sitting in her chair, and he picked up a chair and just brought it down. She didn't flinch.
Even current students at NCA, like Sami, know about the time IJT students from Punjab University marched across the road.
They attacked their own sculpture studio, which remained closed for 6 years. And then they sort of marched on this college, and that's when the guards on the gates, and so they need permission to come in here.
Across the road, they won't let a couple sit together. Like in the university across the road, there's Punjab University, and if a couple is seen sitting together, they're gonna beat the guy up.
There's some pretty weird things that happen to people there. If someone walks in there with shorts, they'll have a problem with it. They'll probably pick you up, take you somewhere, torture you. I'm not joking, it's true.
We crossed the road to Punjab University, hoping to get a sense of how powerful IJT actually is. As we pulled up to the gates, a middle-aged security guard told us to wait as he asked for a student's permission to let us through. The student, it turned out, was a member of IJT.
Long live Islam, long live Pakistan, long live IJT.
After visiting NCA, the National College of Arts, we crossed the road to Punjab University to speak with members of IJT, the student wing of Jamaat-e-Islami, the largest religious party in Pakistan.
Why are you not named by the Hazur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Hazrat Umar Farooq, Hazrat Usman? Constitution की बात कर रहे थे ना, Constitution आएगा, Act होगा, we obey it. ठीक है? ठीक है. अब अगर आप Constitution की बात कर रहे हैं, Constitution किस लिहाज से बनेगा? इस्लाम के लिहाज से. अच्छा. जिस नज़रियाती बुनियाद पे ये पाकिस्तान बना है, Constitution उसी के लिहाज से बनेगा. Constitution तो हम वही एक्सेप्ट करेंगे, हमारी सोसाइटी वही एक्सेप्ट करेगी जो यानी कि हमारे लिए रिलायबल है, जो हम अपना के अपने आप को कंफर्टेबल फील करें. जस्ट लाइक यू, आप जो चीज़ें आप समझते हैं कि यूरोप में हैं या अदर कंट्रीज़ में हैं, आप समझते हैं कि आपके घर में है, यू लाइक इट.
From the British colonial era up until the late 1970s, Punjab University was one of the great secular institutions of higher learning in the Muslim world. There was a time when Pakistani graduates from American and European universities flocked to Punjab University for teaching positions. But then came the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. The US enlisted Pakistan's new military dictator, General Zia-ul-Haq, to fight the Soviets and began funneling billions of dollars worth of arms and aid to his military regime. The US and Zia encouraged young men throughout Pakistan to wage a holy war against the Soviets, and Punjab University became a breeding ground for jihadists.
And Pakistan, if you like, became the center of global jihad, which was, and that was something that was backed by the Americans. So that, the origin, and since then what we've seen a huge degradation in the educational system. Zia made a very conscious decision to eliminate all student politics from the universities. So all the leftist, liberal, democratic groups were banned and really ousted from the university. Now, the religious groups said, we are not political groups. We are actually religious groups. We're doing Islam. We're teaching Islam. So they were allowed to function. And what we have today in Pakistan is that almost all the state-run universities are dominated by these Islamic political factions.
The suppression of student politics by US-supported military regimes in Pakistan mirrors what is happening on the national stage. General Musharraf has banned the leaders of the two main political parties. This has made once marginal Islamic parties, like Jamaat-e-Islami, disproportionately powerful. Liaquat Baloch is vice president of Jamaat-e-Islami. He was president of IJT, the party's student wing, at Punjab University during General Zia's reign.
Pakistan is an Islamic country, and the majority of the Pakistan believe in the Allah and the Quran and in the Sunnah. But now the General Pervez Musharraf, as his own defined theory of the enlightened and the moderation, he is changing the society from the Islam to the Western. IJT when work for the Islam and for the supremacy of Quran and Sunnah, these young men are very useful for the Islamic movement and the Islamic forces of the Pakistan.
IJT continues to thrive in part because it offers financial aid and guidance to needy students, many of whom have left their villages for the first time in their lives. IJT brushes off criticism that it imposes demagogic rule over Punjab University. It contends that it is a democratic organization, that it reflects the will of the student population. But ask most students at Punjab University behind closed doors, and they'll tell you a different story. They'll tell you how IJT has banned musicology on campus and created segregated dining halls for men and women. They'll tell you about a recently married man who was beaten for holding hands with his wife on campus grounds. They will tell you about IJT flyers in dormitories promoting jihad. This man, at great personal risk, interrupted our interview with IJT members to complain that IJT has degraded the quality of instruction at Punjab University.
I'm sorry to say it, but I think I have a right to say some things. IJT has a great influence in the administration of the university. The students who are studied on the platform of IJT, they become teacher. And they are not capable to become a teacher. But because of the back of the IJT, now they are working as a teacher. And they are not good teacher, they are not capable.
Students are the majority of this, and teachers are in minority. They are for us. We are not for them. They are for us.
No. But
okay. 1 minute.
Teachers.
Employees are for us.
Punjab University Registrar Muhammad Naeem Khan denies that IJT poses a major threat to the university. He says the administration has eliminated the worst aspects of IJT's influence on campus.
Maybe there are a few pockets left, we are working on that, but we don't want to upset the daily activities. We should keep on reforming in an evolutionary way. We don't want to make drastic decisions.
But many students feel that the administration isn't doing nearly enough to curb IJT's power. The English and Literature department is perhaps the only place on campus where students feel comfortable speaking out. Yet even in the confines of the English department, students were reluctant to voice dissent.
In our homes, we enjoy the company of our brothers and other family members. Similarly, here we enjoy the company of our friends.
I think it is the most beautiful experience of my life that I am doing my Masters in English from Punjab University.
It is my wonderful experience to study here.
I'm sorry, I have to step in because this is, I'm not accusing them of not stating the truth, but I think that they are on their guard. And this also indicates what things are like in this university, that people do feel constrained.
My name is Mudassar Farkulit and I am from English department as well. What I feel is life here in department and in hostel, there is immense difference. I know that I am safe here, but I do not know that whether I'll be safe outside or not.
Outside the department, we are always afraid of this fact that somebody is having an eye on us. That this person is belonging to English department.
Objection even to study literature. Yeah. They say it is not your language. Why you are studying it? I mean, they are conservatives, what I feel.
They feel that there is vulgarity in studying literature.
Yes, vulgarity.
Yes.
This is a word that
hey, oh my God, you are studying literature?
Yes.
They look at our books and say, oh my God.
Many students comes here from rural areas. They are not familiar with this environment, and people threaten them that in order to survive here, you have to cooperate with us, and no other way, no road between.
These students are deeply jealous of the freedoms NCA students enjoy right across the road. But the NCA students also live under a military dictatorship. Student politics are banned here.
I think this institution needs a student union. I think we need to discuss. We need to discuss things and say what we feel about anything. Like, people are just so passive.
Students historically have been terribly important in this country. All the movements against military regimes, until recently, were led by the students. But since the Zia-ul-Haq regime in the 1980s, the Musharraf regime, there's been an enormous depoliticization of the students, deliberately.
I guess, I don't know, I think we're just morally dead as a nation,
We've become too accepting of our circumstances. Nobody believes in anything anymore. There's no motive or drive or anything.
There has been a total frustration with the political process in Pakistan. It's been stunted so many times that people are falling back on the only activism that's allowed or that has blossomed, and that is the activism which emanates from the madrasas, which emanates from religious political parties, because all of the others have been totally sidelined by a military regime.
The Americans have a very narrow, one-track view of Musharraf and the army. We need the army to catch Al-Qaeda. We need the army to support us if there's an attack on Iran. And that's basically it. The American policy, as it is run by, today by the neocons, particularly by Vice President Cheney, is so narrow-minded and so one-track. It just doesn't want to look at the domestic repercussions of this policy and how this policy could create much greater instability in this country.
Sani bagare, sa sani bagare.